And they have a title in the video, by the way, in the link, so we gave him a credit. Does the Quran tell us how to recognize false prophet? I found this is very hilarious. The false prophet Muhammad is going to tell us how to recognize false prophet. Isn't it, this is something? You know what? I can take this as the following. You know, I heard, like, once I was sitting with a friend, he's from the FBI. He said to me, we hire hackers. I said, what? He said, we hire hackers. I said, why you hire hackers? I thought you arrest them. He said, no. We hire them because they are very useful. You know, we hire them so they can, find like security problem, etc. You know, so we made them as a contract. Like, can you find a hole in our system or etc. So, okay. So we hire a hacker to find out from the expert of cheating and lying and deceiving. So the Muhammadan today, they decide to hire Muhammad, who is hacking everyone else believe, who is the biggest false prophet, obviously, to teach them how to catch a false prophet, because he will tell you about his own experience. So does the Quran tell us how to recognize false prophet? And then, surprisingly, if you go to the beginning of the video, you will see the daughter of Shabir Ali. She say that Jesus said, from their fruit you shall know them. What?
Quran Dr. Shabir, the question is, Jesus said to his followers, who are the Christians, beware of false prophets.
Jesus said to his followers, who they were Christians, who were. Look how deep the knowledge. Shabir Ali, who wrote this presentation, and his daughter, she is reading it, he discovered that the followers of Jesus, they were Christians. Shabir, now I know that you got your PhD for a reason. Look at the details. I know many of you, like, they will not even notice how stupid this statement is, but for me, I see things differently. You know me. You know the thing. I learned from Joe Biden how to be so much into details.
It is so funny that you don't believe in the Bible, yet you quoting from the Bible. A false prophet is a person who claims to speak on behalf of God or have divine inspiration, but in reality, they have their own agenda or are speaking for evil ends. False prophets may make predictions that do not come true. The Bible warns against false prophets and provides guidance on how to spot them. False prophets can be anyone who falsely claims to speak God's words or teaches errors in his name.
So Jesus, he said to his followers, who were the Christians. What the heck is that? That's deep. That is seriously messed up. Are you sure they were not the Buddhists or the Hindus? And then they continue saying, be aware of false prophet. And went on to say, like, we skip the rest. Like, why you don't read the rest? Like, what? Jesus, he said, be aware of false prophet. So we jump. Like, jump here, jump. Okay, we arrive here. This is the important one. You will know them by their fruits.
And went on to say, you will know them by their fruits.
Wow, that's deep. And the Muslims now, they are taking the amazing words of Jesus, our Lord. They discovered, after 1400 years of following the false Muhammad, that you will know them by their fruits. And this is my challenge to the Muhammadan. As long as you agree that this is how you know false prophet, what is the fruits of Muhammad? Anyone? Any Muslim can tell us? As long as you agree that Jesus, he said, you will know them by their fruit. You shall know them by their fruits. And actually, this goes for everything in life, for your friends, your family, everything. You know, you can use this method, the teaching, the amazing words of the Lord, the Messiah, for everything in your personal life. And trust me, you will never go wrong. People speak good, but they do bad. People, they dress nice, but they are dirty. People have nice houses, but their houses is built on everything wrong, evil. The appearance outside is good, inside is a grief. So what is the fruits Muslims are talking about? Any Muslim can tell us? I am wondering what the Quran says to Muslims about false prophet.
Throughout history, there have been many people who have claimed to be prophets sent with divine messages, but not all of these claims are true. False prophets can be found in various religions and cultures, including Judaism, Christianity, Islam, ancient Greece, and the Vikings. False prophets in the Old Testament include Balaam, the prophets of Baal, Zedekiah the son of Shenanah, his fellow prophets, and Hananiah. The Bible warns against false prophets and provides guidance on how to spot them.
Or false teachers, or false imams, to protect themselves. As we know, there are many so-called men of God from every religion who have fallen. You will know them, flesh and money. Flesh and money? By their fruits. Muslims, really, do you want to practice this method to discover the false prophet? And then Shushu, aka Shabir, he decided to go bigger. He broke the machine which make prophets, and he decided, that's it, Muhammad is the last one. I will never ever do such a mistake again. You know, if we ask the Muslim, by the way, where, I mean, what do you mean the seal of the prophets? I mean, this God, Allah, he sent 124,000 messenger. You can watch videos of Shabir Ali himself saying that, we Muslim believe that Allah, he sent 124,000 messengers. So now Allah, that's it. He broke the machine. He will not do no more. Well, like, what happened? He's out of gas, electricity. A human being is better. That's it. No, that's it. No more. That's it. Muhammad is the last prophet. Okay? He's a seal of the prophet. And if we go to the verse where the Muslim they use to prove that Muhammad is a last prophet, you will see that the word using the word khatam. The Muslims, because they are so intelligent and they are disconnected with Arabic. So chapter 33, verse number 40, it says, Muhammad, and look, the Muslims, they have to add, look, Muslims, they don't believe Muhammad is God. They believe he's a man, not like normal man. But we have to say here, Sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Allah, he pray on him and salute him. He is Sergeant Allah. Did you give a salute to Colonel Muhammad? Yes, sir. The drill sergeant. Muhammad is not the father of any among you. Well, because he could not do it. even though Allah supposedly, according to Muhammad, he sent him a dish of shish kebab. He ate it, he get the power of 40 men. And what is the benefit of the shish kebab? He is not the man or the father of any of you. And then we will find that every scumbag in the world, he claimed that he is descendant from Muhammad. How the guy, he have no kids, and they are descendant of Muhammad. Saddam Hussein is descended from Muhammad. The king of Jordan, descended from Muhammad. The king of Morocco, descended from Muhammad. Al-Qaddafi, descended from Muhammad. I mean, if you go right now in the internet and search in YouTube, you will find endless numbers of people they claim to be descendant of Muhammad, and all of them, they are so white. Redhead. Seriously. But all of us, we knew that Muhammad, he used to color his hair blonde. If he was blonde, he would not color it blonde, you idiot. So how your prophet was not blonde and you are blonde? Look, what happened? Unbelievable. So here it says that Muhammad is not the father of any men among you, but he is the messenger of Allah, the last, and look between two bracket, end. Hey Muslims, who is the one can show me the word last and end in the verse? Who is a Muhammadan? You know, we will go back to the topic with it not, but just I want to stop here with the word seal of the prophet, because all what the verse says, Khatamun Nabiyyin. You know Khatam? Khatam, the word seal. When you go to certify something, what they do? Like, let's say you have a transcript, like for your university, applying to go to different countries. So what they do? You go to translator, he put his seal. You go to the embassy, or let us say first the foreign minister department, they put their seal. You go to the embassy, they put their seal. You go to the university, they put their seal. So all what the verse saying that Muhammad is the one who put his seal, believing in all the prophet before. It doesn't say he is the last prophet. This is what Khatam mean. Because the Quran says that Muhammad believed in all the prophet came before him. This is what Khatam mean. But anyway, we will let it go. This is what the Muslims understand, what you can do. I mean, are you going to teach Muslims their religion? No way.
False prophets have certain characteristics that can help identify them. Some of these characteristics include adultery, lying, treachery, opportunism, and scattering God's flock rather than uniting it. False prophets do not care for the spiritual needs of others and may prophesy from their own imagination. They may have a philosophy that contradicts what the Bible teaches. False prophets may look and sound like legitimate prophets, but they are inwardly ferocious wolves. All of this describes Muhammad. They may present themselves as speaking on behalf of the Lord, but instead of speaking truth, they speak lies. The Bible warns against false prophets.
Are you kidding me? Especially Shabir Ali. So then Shabir Ali, he continue and he say, that's mean after the Prophet Muhammad, and whom be peace, no other prophet will appear. What the heck? How Muhammad is the last prophet, but Jesus will come back? If Muhammad is the last one, isn't it Jesus coming back? The family of Tabata'i is from the Mumu. I know, my friend. Muhammad is like me. I have kids everywhere. Unbelievable, you know, because I was donating my semen to the bank, the International Semen Bank. And Muhammad, he have looked like in his time, he donated his semen to the international. He have descended in Indonesia, in Africa, in America, in Australia. I mean, you name it. Even Zakir Naik, by the way, he sound like he is descended from Prophet Muhammad. Good and proof. First of all, this is a lie. I never claimed to be descended from Prophet Muhammad with him. Zakir Naik, how you jump in my broadcast, man? I did not even call you. How you can do that? Christian Prince, I live inside your computer, and I'm here, and I'm going to bust it. And I even recorded, I'm going to put it everywhere. You said that I'm descended from Prophet Muhammad, and this is not true. I never said that. I told you to tell me what I said that. Hey, Zakir Naik, I was joking. You know, come on. I don't mean it. Christian Prince, now you're saying you don't mean it. But a second ago, you mean it. So now, every Muslim, please, brother, sister, witness that Christian Prince is lying to you. And I swear by Allah, and I swear by... Zakir Naik, take it easy, man. But just hold on, let me finish my conversation. Christian Prince, if you say one more time that I am the descendant from Prophet Muhammad, I'm going to sue you in the court of Islamic Sharia law. What Islamic Sharia law? What is that? Where? Where? Zakir? Hello? Well, the descendant of Prophet Muhammad, he dropped the line. And this is very normal from his descendant. They always drop the line. So anyway, and whom be peace be upon, no other prophet will appear. That's it. Muhammad, he said nobody. That's it. Who is the God? Muhammad. The Quran also warns us against following the desire. Look who is talking. Hey, Shabura. You know, as long you are a believer in Allah, did you believe in Allah because Allah is convincing or because he promised you 72 virgins at least? Be honest. You see, when they say, don't follow, like, warn us against following the desire, but isn't it Islam, all of it is based on desire? Naked women, you will see through their bones. You know, I mean, I like bones, by the way. You know, bones. You put bones, you can make the best soup ever. You know, like bony bone. This is why I like the music band from Afghanistan. It's called Boney M. You know. So the Mr. Bones, okay, Mr. Shabir Ali, he is advising us how to know false prophet and warn us not to against following the desire. So when the Quran promised us a pillow, you know, sometime I wonder if when Muhammad he was making the Quran, did he make the Quran when he was in Bed and Beyond store? Look at this. How many times he mentioned the word pillows. Chapter 18, verse number 31. Chapter 36, verse number 56. Chapter 76, verse number 13. Chapter 38, verse number 23. Chapter 83, verse number 35. I mean, the pillow, the pillow, the pillow. The God who promised me a pillow. And I like specifically this one. 36:56. It's a music. Me and my wives, we will reclining on our pillows, which is in the couch. Man. And we will be under a cool shade for sure. We need an air condition. Change the translator. Let us see Hilali and Khan. Look at this. We will not sit in the ground. And look, what is the word pillow? The couch have no pillow? The couch have no pillow? How that couch can be comfortable? So the Muslim, they decide to say, okay, Araik, well, it is couches, you know, sofa, you know, sofa. Okay. What is the pillow? Araik. You know, I like it when Muslims, they translate, and I like it when the Muslims explain. It gives a special spice to the Quran. We have to agree about not to agree. You know, the Muslims always, when they try to explain something, they agree about not to agree about what the verse means. You know? How you know first that this is a couch? It can be a bed, have a pillows. It have to have pillows. It can be a mattress. And what kind of God he promised me such a promise? That I will be laying down with my wives. Not wife, wives. And we will be reclining, and we have a lot of pillows. And they will have their in fruits of all kinds next to the couch or to the pillow. They will have their in fruits of all kind. Man, how beautiful. Different verses saying that Allah will give us, listen, don't be driven by your desire. Allah will give us a garden. Beneath the garden there is river underneath of us. And we will be wearing a bracelet of gold. You see, don't follow your desire. Don't like money. Don't go after money. Don't be fooled by shiny stuff. Allah will make us wear a bracelet of gold. And I'm not going to ask the Muhammadan, what is the value of gold in heaven? What the heck is that? And why men, they are wearing a bracelet? And they will wear a green garment of fine silk and heavy brocade. And they will be reclining therein on their couches and their beds. Over their pillows. And those are really, really high couches, brother. But Shabir Ali, he said that we should not follow our desire and should not be tempted by desire of money or, but all of this is nothing but temptation. What those promises about? There is many people already, they have all those things. I mean, most of you actually have it already. You can buy a shirt made of real silk for a very cheap price. And how many people they have a gold in their hands? What is the gram of gold? Nothing. It's not really expensive. How many of you have couches at home? What is the promises about? This was a promise for those poor Arab Bedouin who never have a bed, a mattress. They never had couches. They never wear silk. They never have golds in their hands.
By their fruits you shall know them is from the New Testament, specifically from Matthew 7 verse 15 to 20. It is part of Jesus' teaching about recognizing true followers and avoiding false prophets. In this context, Jesus warns his followers to beware of false prophets who come in sheep's clothing but are actually ravenous wolves. He then says that one can recognize them by their fruits, meaning that a person's true character can be judged by the good or bad things they do, or the results of their actions. Jesus gave the illustration of grapevines and fig trees, where we expect them to produce grapes and figs respectively. Therefore, if someone is bearing bad fruit, their message should be avoided. That is why Christians don't follow Muhammad.
Yet, Shabir Ali is telling us that the Quran advises us not to follow desire. And then we continue. Who take his desire as of God. Well, I challenge the Muslim to show me one thing the Muslims they believe in is not about desire of their own. As an example, what having many women have to do with God? What having many women have to do with God? What Muhammad have to do with God by making verses claiming that his God said to him that whole bunch of women are yours, just go and do boom boom to them. In the top of that, he made verses saying any believing woman, she can give herself to the prophet so he can F her. Excuse my language. Was Muhammad following his desire or he was following God? Who is the one who made this chapter or those verses? If you say to me that the one who made this is God, what does this have to do with religion? Women offering themselves to the prophet. Why? How that will benefit Islam? How that will lead to God? And why it is a privilege? And actually, Shabir Ali later, he said that there is some people, preachers, they want wealth. They are called the preachers of wealth. So those preachers of wealth, they seek wealth for their own. The person, man or woman, should be devoted to God and only seeking pleasure of God. So when Muhammad, he received verses that any woman you want to go for it, he was seeking pleasure of God, and that was make Allah happy. It's not Muhammad who wanted, but yet the wife of Muhammad, she said, Inni ara rabbuka yusari'u ila hawaka ya Muhammad. I see that your God, he rush into your lust, Muhammad. Aisha, the wife of Muhammad, she noticed that her husband is a fraud, he's a scam. And then Shabir Ali continue that those people who they are devoted to God for the face of God, for the sake of God, or redo on the law, for the pleasure of God, blah, blah, blah. And the Quran says, we recommended perform our religious duties. Did Muhammad perform his religious duties? All of us, we knew that the Muslims are allowed to have 4 wives. Was it a religious duty for Muhammad to have 13? And then in the top of that, any believing woman, she offer herself to sleep with him? Is that a religious duty? Is it part of religious duty to have 13 wives for you as a prophet? And you know, the funny thing is, when Shabir Ali, he speak about preachers of wealth, as we will see later, Muslims, they say to us, that Muhammad was very poor. I mean, have you ever heard of somebody who is so poor, and yet he have 13 houses, and yet every house have slaves, servants? I mean, do you see how poor he is? Guys, I am so poor. I have 13 houses, and every house have a wife, and she have servant slaves.
According to history, slavery was common in pre-Islamic times and continued under Islam. However, Islam encouraged the manumission of Muslim slaves as a way of expiating sins, and many early converts to Islam were former slaves. Slavery played a significant part in the history of Muslim civilization, but it was a form of slavery that was inherently different from the slave trade in that the Muslim concept of slavery regarded those enslaved as people who had some, albeit fewer, human rights that must be respected. The economic role of slavery was substantial, at least in certain places and at specific times. Muslims later expanded the slave trade and enslaved not only Africans, but also Europeans, especially from Spain, Sicily, and Italy.
And yet the Prophet was so poor. And then the Muslim, they will say to you, do you know that before the Prophet, he died, he borrowed money from a Jew, he was his neighbor. What Jew, you idiot? Muhammad, he killed all the Jews. Muhammad, before he died, he borrowed from a Jew? Isn't it Muhammad who he said, if I become victorious, I will cleanse the Jews and the Christians from the Arabian Peninsula? So the Muslims, they tried to paint for us an image of Muhammad, that he was a poor man. He was a decent man. Look, so sincerity, devotion should be. Sincerity, look at the word sincerity. Muhammad was very sincere, to the point his wife, she catch him having sex with a slave in her bed. And then Muhammad, he told her not to tell anyone. He promised her that if she shut up her mouth, he will make her father the caliphate after him. And then he made a verse in the Quran, which I find it hilarious. This is one of my favorite, by the way.